feels like it's made out of lead. The jet lag videos will probably not be my best videos, but hey, that's just kind of the way we gotta roll with it. So, I've put off this video for a long time, and first of all, before anybody says anything, yes, I did get a CG chair Lasswell. I was on vacation. I decided to spend some summon tickets. I don't feel particularly bad about it, but at the same time, I only got stuck with a 6-star, and this is why you should really be careful about these banners. And no, it's not liquor. It's ocha. Anyway, let's talk about this jackass. And I do say that for a couple of reasons. One, first of all, I know there are people out there who like him. I have never been a big fan of Lasswell as a character or as a unit in the game. He has just been one of those characters that has been free since the beginning and okay. When his CG version came out, I don't remember exactly how my feelings are, but pretty forgettable as I never really used him all that much. From there, where were we to go? Well, given that we got a CG chair rain, this was pretty inevitable. So here he is, CG chair Lasswell, CG2 Lasswell, whatever the fuck you want to call him. That's totally fine with me, but chair Lasswell is definitely going to be the thing that sticks with me for a little while, as the 7-star sprite has the chair. It doesn't make any sense. The chair disappears when he attacks. It shouldn't be there probably until his victory animation. I guess they had to add some flair, but let's take a look at this guy's animations. Okay. And, of course, the fancy limit burst, which all you guys out there like. You know, I feel like it's a dick measuring contest between Lasswell and Rain. Rain had to absorb the sun, Lasswell has to split the moon. But not just split the moon, he has to split the moon 17 ways, because otherwise Odin did it. So, you know, gotta make sure that you're bigger dick than Odin, I guess. Okay. Anyway, yeah, let's just move right along. So, yeah, Chair Lasswell, what is good about him? What is bad about him? Well, first of all, he's a true dual-hand DPS user, much in the same way that Chair Rain was the previous month. TMR is a 50% attack equipped with a katana, 50% attack bonus when true dual-handing, as well as 25% accuracy. Pretty fucking overpowered TMR. Seriously, it's basically 100% attack for any katana user that is true dual hand. In the true dual wield meta, though, given how powerful Onion Knight is, and I should just say this, Lasswell does not out DPS Onion Knight as far as I can figure. True dual hand just has this big problem, which is damage variance, and true dual wield is kind of in its era right now. So this is probably going to be insanely good in some point in the future when Alum decides, well, we've done the true dual wield meta, I guess we go back to true dual meta. So there you go. Super Trust Mastery is a two-handed katana, 180 attack, 7% MP recovery per turn, 50% damage modifier for basically all AT chaining. So obviously AT chaining is a big thing here. 7% MP is pretty nice for any triple casting true dual hand unit. And it's basically just a power crept Axstar Super TMR, which Axstar's been out long enough that, yeah, this makes sense, basically, for the time period that we're in. Is it overly exciting? Not really. It's just pushing. And, well, we'll talk more about this equipment thing a little bit later. With pots and passives, Axstar 2.0 is just really, really powerful here. He's got a lot of HP, fairly good defense, fairly good spirit as well, but an insanely high amount of attack, 880 with pots and passives. That is really, really powerful. I think it might be the highest that any true dual hand can get. However, it should be said that this is, yeah, it's just high numbers. Equipment-wise, not the greatest selection in the world. Helmets, hats, Clothes, light armor, and heavy armor, but yeah, just doesn't seem that great. Looking at his limit burst, AoE 14 hit, 1700% physical attack, ignoring 50% defense, and a self 250% modifier for basically some of his abilities, 400% modifier for other of his abilities for 5 turns, and enables triple cast of his abilities for 4 turns, and enables access to some other attacks for a couple of turns. Now, the framing on this is basically Axstar. So in the much same way that Rain paired with Hayu, Axstar pairs with Lasswell in terms of limit burst, as well as fairly well just, you know, kits. And so, yeah, that's kind of basically the big thing about Lasswell here. He has Blizzaga and Eriga. Looking at his kit, he gets a nice ability that is unlocked from beating oh, I actually do have them. Ah, that's right, they're available from the get-go. So 30% fire and ice resistance, as well as 4 limit burst crystals per turn for beating the FFBE boss battle. That is paying dividends for me. He also has extra defense and attack right from the get-go, ice and fire resistance, so you know, you beat it, he's pretty fire and ice immune. Wish he was kind of more wind focused, that would have been a little bit more different. Lasswell's always kind of been more wind. I guess he's just fire and ice Lasswell. Mixed feelings on it. Natural 10% MP recovery per turn, so he has pretty high MP recovery, extra HP boost, paralyzed, confused disease, and petrify resistance, natural limit burst fill rate of 150%, katana mastery, 100% natural true dual wield in his kit, so he put 2 of his own TMR on him. He should be pretty damn good, as well as I guess a buster style or something like that. Natural double cast gives him triple cast for 2 turns at the start of battle if he has his own TMR equipped, as well as enhances his limit burst up to a 2000% physical attack. Of course, you get that with his super TMR too, so just equip the super TMR if you wailed hard on this banner. He also has a 1.5 times limit burst up in his kit, so it's not just a 2,000%, it is literally 3,500% with 50% ignoring defense, so seems like another high limit burst damage based character. Oh, he has another 50% true dual wield, so he has 150% naturally. Okay, alright, well his own TMR is good on him, so whatever. Finger Snap is in his kit, so he has a basic access to Dispel. He also, from the series boss battle, gets a attack ability, a cooldown, AT chaining 1600%, ignoring 50% defense. Yeah, and gives a damage modifier up for some other abilities. Lasswell's kit is just feels a lot like Chair Rain, so much so. He has an ability that can debuff defense and spirit, which doesn't feel quite as good as Rain's kit. Rain has a full break that is just way better in terms of boss fights if you get into a situation where you need to just be able to debuff the enemy by any amount to survive. So having Lasswell here with a defense spirit, when a lot of bosses are defense spirit immune, doesn't feel as good. He has 8 hits, AT chaining for fire or ice that have a 40% chance to stop for 4 turns on a single target, meh. And the fire one, which causes continuous damage. He also has a higher level ability of that, which adds fire or ice and gives some AoE fire or ice resistance. That's okay. He has AT chaining, not back-loaded damage, unfortunately, so not as good as Onion Knights, as well as just less interesting overall. Getting in, he has a ability that gives him triple cast for 2 turns on his 40 MP ability, which he has access to constantly. This is basically recovers MP, similar to Chair Rain. You get how they're kind of similar. But this one is I'm not sure if that's listed wrong or not, but it's 7+1 hits, AoE Divine Ruination, so framing must be a little bit weird on that. He also has the same ability, but a 3000 HP heal. Okay. And continuing on, he just has stacking damage, much like you would expect. And yeah, getting into his 7-star, which obviously I don't have yet, or ever probably. He has an AT chaining ability that is 80% fire and ice resist debuff for multiple turns, and for 4 turns I should say. Cooldown ability that is 8-hit backloaded physical damage. You know how that goes, every 2 turns. Sounds again very much like Cherry Rain. A 4-turn cooldown, or 6-turn cooldown ability. Blah, blah. Available turn 1, 250% attack for 4 turns, 50% damage modifier for a whole bunch of abilities for 4 turns, triple casting for 4 turns, 4 turns, 4 turns, 4 turns. And that's 100 MP. Much like Cherry Rain. I feel like that's a lot of this review. Much like Cherry Rain, much like Axstar. A backloaded 8-hit chaining, you know, ignoring 50% defense, giving some modifier to some other abilities. And last ability is, at least I feel, much more special. AoE auto-revive at 50% HP for 3 turns. 9-turn cooldown available turn 1. Kind of a great little survivability ability, but isn't anything super incredible? His unlock abilities are basically just more powered up versions of other abilities, so that can debuff fire or ice resistance for 100% for multiple turns. So that's pretty, it's good, it's more powerful stuff. It's somewhat similar to a lot of stuff that has come in the past. So yeah, what can I say about this chair guy, right? I gotta say a couple of things about the general feelings that I have about him. First of all, positives. I mean, he's a powerful character. He's got some nice abilities, some nice flexibility in his kit, much like Cherry Rain. But he feels inferior to Cherry Rain for a couple of reasons. One, in terms of the spread of abilities that he has, much like like if you know Cherry Rain has, you know, a full break ability. He's got AoE, heal for HP and MP. All of that's pretty good for bailing you out in a bit of trouble. The nicest thing I can say about Lasswell is he has some of that too, but his stuff feels more restricted and more based on just damage. But I gotta say, given how much content I've been able to clear with Cherry Rain, I'm a little disappointed in Lasswell's kit, but I guess I'm on the good stuff first. So he's, long story short, getting back to it, Lasswell is just a powerful character. There is no two questions in my mind about that. He is a powerful TMR and super TMR, which is to be expected for any Summon Fest character. And yeah, he has some nice flexibility in his abilities, but negative-wise, he's a powerful DPS like so many others that we've gotten recently, and that is just the problem, that there is just so much competition out there for DPS. Cherry Rain will still be able to do a massive amount of damage and has more regular access to his limit burst, which is just a higher chain, which I feel is better here. Gearing this guy just sucks. Like, it's basically a super TMR or bust. You can get away with any powerful katana, but really you want a true dual-hand katana, which either means Axstar or himself, and that means spending probably a fair amount on this banner. So, I mean, if you have the money, great, but you could say that about any unit. The other thing to say about DPS is I'm pretty sure Onion Knight spanks this guy pretty hard still for DPS. Should be able to out-damage him, and so if you either have Cherry Rain or Onion Knight recently, then there's no reason to go for this guy unless you're a fan of Lasswell. The other problem I have with him is AT chaining. His main thing is AT chaining. That's where all of his regular damage comes from. But in the Stardust Ray era, given that Stardust Ray is becoming just on every unit, I don't think it's a great thing to invest into a true dual hand AT chainer at this point. It's kind of like a reminiscent thing, and yes, he powers himself up, but just finding another one, meh. And Axstar 2 meh, while it was kind of cool to see it happen last month, the novelty a little bit has worn off of the idea of upgraded versions of characters we've already got. And yeah, overall, I feel like Chair Rain is just the more interesting of the two, because Chair Rain's flexibility in his kit just feels a little bit better overall for a DPS unit that can also cover other things. So, yeah. So, I really wish I could say, you know, just better things. Let's just kill Nyx here. Excellent. See if I can get some limit burst going. Don't even realize what abilities I picked. So let's see how well Axstar as well as Lasswell pair together. Let's try regular attacks. Not so good on regular attacks. Now let's try getting some fire element going. Everything changed when the Fire Lord attacked. Whoa. Slippery controls. Totally not because I'm really, really tired or anything. Much as you expect 2 AT chainers to go about that. And can we get just a few more crystals for Axstar? Nice, there we go. So here we go, let's do this. Oh, I guess we're getting Axstar. We got Lasswell's already, so let's see how that. Doesn't seem to chain as nicely as Hayu and Chair Rain's either. Pretty good though. No big complaints. Yeah, a fully powered up CG Chair Lasswell will be insanely powerful and really good if you don't have any DPS. I'm probably going to give the nod in terms of utility though to Chair Rain. Chair Rain just has such good access to his limit burst constantly, which I feel is generally better since that Chair Rain has just a focus on his limit burst. So if you just do that focus properly, then really quite feels like you don't necessarily need Lasswell here. The other side of it is for DPS, Onion Knight. I feel like Onion Knight just has better DPS, and at this point, it seems like there are just so many DPS units coming out, just constant DPS. And given that CG protagonists are a thing right now, that seems to be where most of our CG units are going, which means that this is probably a really easy pass. Yeah, I wish I could say some more nice things about Lasswell, but at the same time, I'm not a big fan of Lasswell. His limit burst looks pretty, though. So if you're looking for a replacement for Axstar, for an Axstar 2.0, because you are such a big fan of Axstar, well, I guess Lasswell, King Lasswell is your guy. However, keep in mind, these are still technically Season 2 versions of the characters, meaning that Season 3 versions of the characters are sometime in the future, and will probably be way better than this. Either way, I would say recommend saving some resources, and if you're going to go on anything, remember, next month's story event has a sparkly new character, Blue Mage Fina. Blue Mages are coming to the game. Can't wait to see how badly. Wonder if this will fuck up the game's code. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll see you next time for another video. I'm going to go get some rest because I am jet lagging so hard right now. See you next time.